All right, in this video, I'm going to cover citations and business directory submissions, exactly what they are, why you need them, what part they play in local SEO, and so on. So first of all, what are citations? So citations are basically any listing on the internet for your website or your local business that contains the name, address, and phone number, otherwise known as the NAP. Now, an example of this is something like Yelp.com or hotfrog.com. There's literally hundreds of websites like this that allow you to list the business. So for instance, if we go Hotfrog and just type in lawyer, what's going to happen is it's going to throw out a bunch of these listings. You can see here, this is a listing for these guys. And this is a citation. This is a citation that contains the name of the firm. And if you scroll down, it's got details. You can see here it contains their website, email, phone number, and so on. So that's an example of what a citation or a business directory submission actually is. Now the question is, why do you need this? So Google obviously tries to rank local results for what's relevant to that local area. So they need to have a method of finding out whether the business is real and what their details actually are and whether they're consistent. And so what happens is, by making these submissions, you're basically registering your business across the internet, signifying that it's actually a real business with real details. It's not just made up with a website, nothing. You've listed across all these different places. And if the NAP, the name, address, and phone number, are consistent across all of these listings, as well as on your Google business profile, then what happens is Google starts to see it as a real business, considers it more relevant, and is actually more likely to show it in search results. So the question then is, how important are these citations for your ranking and local results? Now, in my experience, citations are very important. I've actually found that a lot of times still, if you're trying to rank a local business in a niche that's not extremely competitive, but even if it's like moderate, I've found that a lot of the times all you only need is one, business citations in terms of any kind of link to the site, and then a really good content strategy. And that's usually the method that I use, and it works really well. If it's slightly more competitive, you might need more links. But overall, in my opinion and in my experience, citations do actually make a difference and tend to help the website rank. Now, it's obviously very hard to measure exactly what effect they have, because when you make a bunch of them, some go on later than others. They get released at different times. They get indexed by Google at different times. So it's actually very hard to measure the results of it. However, due to the investment, which is usually very cheap or not very time intensive, it's definitely worth doing if you're trying to rank a local website. Now, the other thing as well is that Google emphasizes the consistency of the NAP, the name, address, phone number, across all your listings. So you can see here in this snippet, if you search for NAP importance for local SEO, having correct NAP for all your listings across the internet is crucial. Google scans all these listings when searching for information about your business, and then the data is stored and used when determining ranking. So basically what's happening is Google is looking at your Google business profile. It's looking at your citations as well and seeing if the data is consistent across all of those, using that data and then deciding whether they should rank you in your local area where you're trying to rank their website. So having that consistent across all of the citations and the business profile, all the details, is actually very important. So you need to make sure to do that if you're actually going to make citations for your business, which I do recommend you do. Now, I do want to just supplement that with the fact that it is a debate of how much of a role citations do play in ranking as a ranking factor. Some people say they do something, some people say they do not much or nothing at all. So it really depends. But honestly, for the amount of time or money that it costs to actually make them, I would recommend you just do them, because it's just it won't do you any harm. Let's put it that way. And it could do you positive, so you may as well do it. Now, there are two ways that you can actually make citations. So the first one is either you do it manually or you hire a VA to do it manually. So in order to do that, you would basically need to find all the citations to list on. Now, there's literally hundreds, and basically what you want to do is trying to find your local area. So what you can do is you can actually go on Google and type in something like business directories in Houston. And now I should point out that you've got international directories, you've got national directories, and you've got local directories as well in your local area, like in cities and states and things like that. So basically you can go and try and find as many as you want. So for instance, you've got, like, you see this one, this one, you could just go down the list and just open them all, make a list. There's also some websites that will list them out all for you. And you could go in there and just see which ones you can actually list your website on. And basically what you would need to do is you would need to, like here, you probably have to click join the chamber. Some of these are paid, a lot of them are free. So what I would recommend you do is I would just go after the free ones first. There's more than enough free ones that it doesn't really make paying for them worthwhile, unless it's a high traffic one that's actually going to bring you some people who might find your business. So for instance, Yelp, people actually do use Yelp. And so you will find that a portion of your traffic might actually come from Yelp if you list on it. So that would actually be worth paying for, even though Yelp is free. But I'm just saying hypothetically. However, a lot of these other ones that don't get a lot of traffic, it's not really worth paying for, because it's debatable how much benefit for ranking you're going to get from that specific one citation, but you're probably not going to get any traffic, so you may as well just make free ones. So basically, like I said, you'd find the free ones and you would click however you could to apply. So like sign me up. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to give you a bunch of a sign up form. So usually first name, last name, email, password, you'd hit that. And then usually you'll get something like this where you got to enter the business information. So company name, phone number, website, email, you give them a short business description, you select the category, you just fill out all the business details that you can, you know, the address and so on. Like I said, make sure these are consistent across all of your listings. And then you would just submit this form. Now see here, as you can see here, you got to pay for this one. So obviously, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily do this one, but it's an example of what the form would look like. You just fill this out, you hit submit. And so basically you would go through this and do this on 25, 50, 100, however many citations you want to do. And at the end of that, you will get a whole bunch of them getting indexed by Google, and that will essentially help your local ranking. Now, there's another way you can do this, and that's by going to this website, Authority Builders. So I'm going to put my affiliate link for these guys below this video, so you can go there and click that if you want to help support my channel. If you don't, you can just go to authority.builders. That's their website, and just buy from them directly. But basically, these guys will make you as many citations as you want for $1 a citation. So for the amount of effort that's required, I would just use these guys. That's what I do. I just go there and you can click citations. You just make an account and you pay them. You select how many citations you want. I'll show you here. You go down here, scroll down. You select exactly what country you want them from. So let's say United States. You can go from 25 to 200. So you can see here it's $1 per citation. Let's say you want to do 100. I'm not going to buy any now, but I'm just showing you. You would click this and basically you fill out your details and then you fill out all the business details. So the name, email, business description, phone number, blah, blah, blah. And they'll make sure to put all this information on each of the citations they make. Now, I also want to make a point that they actually make them on good ones. They're not just posting these links on some bullshit, cheap, spammy citations or business directory listings, of which there are a lot, which can actually do more harm than good. So you got to be careful there. But these guys actually do list them on the good ones like Hot Frog, Yelp, things like that, the free ones, which are actually quality. So if you're going to build citations, which I recommend you do, I recommend you use these guys, Authority Builders. So like I said, if you do want to use them, my affiliate link is below in the description. So just click that if you want to support the channel. If not, just go to authority.builders and you can buy them there. So that's what I would recommend. So that's basically it for local citations. That's really all you need to know. If you're trying to rank a local business, you should definitely at least make some, even if it's just 25 through these guys. Pay 25 bucks, get it done, and then you can be sure that you'll at least have some effect of it happening. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I will catch you on the next one.